We are here, episode 12 for the I Say That to Say This podcast. Y'all know how we start. I'm not above you. I'm not below you. I'm right here with you.
Cheers.
Yeah. I say that to say this.
That's what I'm not trying.
I say that to say this. I say that to say this. It's debatable. I'm going back and forth, nigga, to get my point across.
I feel like
I say that to say
Below
this.
you. I'm right here
I
with
say
you.
that to say this.
To the man.
I say that to say this. Whether it's current events, show
Seven.
gospel,
Yeah,
sports,
67.
and spit facts.
All right. Here we are, episode 12. We made it.
Facts. Let's get it. Let's go.
We made it. No plans on stopping. This is the I Say This to Say That podcast, sponsored by M3S3 Apparel. I'm here with some very, very, very near and dear friends of mine. But today, we have a special guest.
Legend.
Before we get to the special guest, y'all know we got to start it off right. So just follow our lead, Chaos. Just follow the lead. Hold your drink up and
It's the
repeat
motto.
after me. I'm not above you.
I'm not above you.
I'm not below you.
I'm not below you.
I'm right here with you.
I'm right here with you.
Get
You
it,
feel me?
get it.
I be watching.
Rose.
the show on- I be watching on YouTube.
that.
I already seen this on YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I like how smooth Chaos held the glass. He was like,
Yeah.
above you.
He held that bit like a bubbly.
He said,
It's like
above you.
a mobster or something.
So look, man, you know, we got Grindmode Chaos in the building.
Yes. Legendary.
Pleasure, honor.
Mm-hmm.
What more can I say? One of the most solid dudes I've met since I've been in Miami.
Right.
And I met this brother in a way, like I didn't feel like I was meeting a celebrity. You know what I'm saying?
Like a regular dude.
It was like he came to me humble, you know what I'm saying? I forgot exactly where we met, but we met and we were just chopping it up. You know what I'm saying? And then I feel like you interviewed me on, because at the time you were doing
Respect My Grind TV.
Respect My Grind TV.
Right.
And he interviewed myself. Did you interview my partner too? Was he on there, Mags?
No, it was just
me.
you. It was
Okay,
just
yeah.
you.
So he interviewing me.
Now you
Now,
interviewing him.
this is the mind fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm getting interviews, all the people that want to interview, blah, 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 M3S3, Fred, whatever, the interview you.
Right.
Can book you for this, book you for that.
Pop your shit, Fred. Stop
So,
it.
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, we'll do the interview.
Uh-huh.
He interviewing me, humble, asking me the questions. All right, cool, yo.
You didn't know who he was. Oh, okay.
Didn't know
We're
his
gonna get
status.
up. We're gonna get up.
So you treating him like he regular, basically.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
no, so, interview over.
Mhm.
We bump heads a couple more times. Then I start really like hearing his name just out here.
Yeah.
Man, I'm at Grindmode Chaos, man. I'm at Grindmode. I'm in the club and this was the icing on the cake.
Mm.
I'm in the club.
I'm so high came on.
I'm so high came on.
I'm so
Everybody
high.
wild. I'm like, oh, I've heard this all a million times. I'm like, oh,
For the radio version, I'm so fly.
My
I was mad at
homie
that, but-
Carson.
Yeah.
Y'all know Carson,
Right.
Ricky Rose. He's like, yo, you know this is the
Chaos.
dude Chaos. I'm telling you, he a legend. I said, this Chaos?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah. I started calling him. He ain't pick the phone up because he busy.
Yeah.
This when it hit me like, yo, he really be making time for me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I rock with it.
So this man is the man, but just so humble. Like he didn't even care to like put that out. Like, yo, you know who I am, right? Like he never did none of that. So
Yeah.
his reputation spoke for himself, man. I done seen this guy with all kind of celebrities, man. Everybody respect this man. Give it up for my guy, Grindmode Chaos.
What a hell of an intro.
Right.
Come on, man.
That's
We gotta
dope.
do it justice. We gotta do it justice.
It be like that
Legendary.
sometimes. I appreciate it though, man.
Mm-hmm.
Life will keep you humble. It'll make you humble. That's what I learned from it. So I ain't never had time to kind of get into that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and get beside myself, because it's a lot of ways to fall down that little mountain
Mm-hmm.
real quick. And the same people you meet going up, you'll meet them while you dropping. So,
You
It's like
never
that.
stepped into that celebrity.
I never really. I'm telling you, man. Like, listen, my background is like a lot of people don't know I'm from upstate New York first.
Are we? Oh, see, hold on, don't we go?
Yeah, like,
let's
I
get
don't-
into it. Let's get into it. Let's just get
We
into
can
it. I
do
got some
that.
questions for you.
We could do
Let's
that.
get into it.
We
So,
could do that.
Grindmode Chaos, your background. So, you were born in New York?
I was born in Poughkeepsie. I'm from Polk Projects. I'm from upstate. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
I ain't in the
I ain't know that.
boroughs. Yeah, a lot of people don't know that. I speak on it, but you know, I don't run from it. But I'm like the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like my grandma saw me fighting a lot and getting into a lot of trouble. And then somebody, you know, real close to me got murdered in front of me. And
In front
my
of your
mother,
face.
yeah, like right on the basketball
Wow.
court. So my grandma was like,
That's crazy.
nah, I
man.
gotta get him up out of here because, you know, I got family in Miami, I got family in Georgia.
How old are you when
I'm 9 years old. I was supposed to
Wow.
come down here and chill for a minute, but then my father died. Then I got a little more angry. You know what I'm saying? I got into more trouble down here. You know what I'm saying? Because I stayed in the city first, and then I moved to P. Ryan.
You see how you saying, know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, he saved from upstate New York, but that Dade County is better
In there.
embedded with
Yeah,
that.
like I'm deep in that. You know what I'm saying? I'm deep in. I'm
they say
a
that in
Miami.
New York too, though. You know what I'm saying?
But
Nah,
I
but
always felt like New York and Miami guys are like one. Like Queens guys, Brooklyn guys,
Right.
like we all together. and,
Right.
Like the same
We-
type of
We
swag.
got some
and stilo.
similarities, man. Because you know what it is? It's that inner city life.
Right.
If you
Right.
go to New Orleans or you go to like LA or you go to, you know what I'm saying? Like in certain places, it's just like we got similarities because the upbringing like that, you know? But moving down here is like my daddy died and then a year later, you know, my mother died from drugs.
Oh my
Wow.
God.
So it's like I got
That's
stuck
tough.
down here, you know what I'm saying?
Let's walk through this now. You in New York you leave New York at 9 years old.
Right.
So you saw your best friend get murdered in front of you. You were what, like 8, 7?
Mhm.
Or was that at 9?
Right. It was basically at 9 and it
Basically
was
at
time
9.
to go.
Then it was time. Now who initiated? Yo, you gotta get your mom.
My mother was trying to keep me there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because she was like, nah, you ain't finna take my
She wanna
baby.
see her baby
At the
leave,
So it was
time,
right?
like-
at the time, you got both parents.
Yeah, I got both parents.
At the
Like
time, okay.
my father lived in a projects like 2 minutes from my projects, and then my grandma was like, "Nah, this ain't happening." He wanted them ones.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy. I'm having this conversation. That's why I'm wearing this because I'm still like going through the grief. You know my situation with my grandmother who raised me. She just passed, so I buried her last week. That's why we couldn't do the show last week because I just buried my mother.
Shout out to
Yeah,
her.
man.
She my grandma, but she my mother. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, man.
Since
She
you out here 9 years old, so
Yeah.
you living with your grandma.
living with her. Like I've always lived with her because my mother either was in rehab or
Mm.
you know what I'm saying. My mama done had overdosed in front of me, all kind of shit.
What
Like
are
I ain't got no
what are-
regular
What are those
upbringing.
emotions
At all.
that you felt when you lost both your parents? Like,
My father, it ain't affect me until I became a father. You know what I'm saying? Like I was already not having no real relationship with him. So when I got more angrier because I was like, man, this nigga.
right.
Bitch, you ain't even did nothing for me. You know what I'm
How dare
saying?
you.
And you gonna dip? You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? That
yeah.
Rolling Stone song became real. Like,
Right.
Papa was a roller.
Was-
Like, I really lived that. I was like, this nigga had all these children
Mhm.
and then hit it. You don't get to go to heaven
I
or
know,
hell. Man. You need to
I
bring
know-
your
I know
ass
that
back.
angers you to find out
Yo.
you even got more kids.
Yeah. And
So
then I
you ain't
started
spend no
finding out
time
years
being-
later, like,
I was
how
gonna
many.
say you found out after he passed.
Yeah, like I had siblings at that time and we would kick it, but when he died, I'm like finding out other
More and more
you my
popping
sister
up.
too, and da-da-da.
Yeah.
It's like life be lifing.
That's a
You know
hell
what
of
I'm
a
saying?
thing.
Roughly about how many brothers and sisters you got?
Man, on his side, I probably got about 15, 16.
That
What?
you know of.
Yeah. So
Papa
it's
was
like
a Rolling
20 of us
Stone.
in total. Yeah.
He wasn't no stone.
He was
a bowl-
active.
He was a
'Cause
boulder.
he was married. He was
a
married
boulder.
like twice. And then boom, he was just like cheating and having
no.
babies over there. Yeah.
Mm.
So living in Miami, I was angry about him, but depression started with my mama because I'm like, damn, this is my partner. This like me and her was real tight.
Mhm.
Oh,
So,
that's why
yeah.
you saw everything though. 'cause
Yeah,
y'all
and then it was
like-
a resentment for my grandma. Like, nigga, you took me from New York next to my
Mhm.
mama. Is like, you know, my grandmother just had a great conversation with me and gave me a lot of healing. Like probably about 3 weeks ago on our last conversation in Atlanta, and she was just like, "You did a very good job with me. Like, you always kept me safe. You treated me like I was your daughter, and I'm your grandma. You know what I'm saying? Like, no danger ever came to her. Her bills got paid. Like my original hustle and that original grind mode came from me always trying to provide for her. You know what I'm saying?
That's dope.
So I was a man before my time. You heard me? So
Grandparents be the key to life, man.
Yeah.
I lost two of mine back to back, 2 months apart from each other at the beginning of this year, man.
mm,
So I empathize with you because I know how I feel, man.
yeah.
Did your grandma, used to pray for you? Because you know them
Oh,
praying,
man.
them praying grandmas
That's
be the
different,
ones.
man. That's why I'm here.
Yeah, I
You know
know.
what I'm saying? That kind of relationship with, I don't care if you want to say Allah, God, whatever you choose to call, it's like it's something greater than us out here.
Right.
Whether it's energy, universe, whatever. It's like,
Are you religious?
I ain't gonna say religious. I just feel like I got a connection with God. I got a
Okay.
relationship.
So no
like,
particular
that's all that
religion.
matters.
Yeah, I don't do all them like, the traditional stuff.
Right.
I start reading and learning on my own.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't get too deep into it, but I just know that it exists.
Right,
You know what I'm saying? So
Right. So you come out here, and you're here throughout all your schooling, right?
mhm.
So middle school? Where you at? Like what city?
Middle
you in?
school, I'm leaving all my little Trinidadian and Jamaican and Haitian friends. Well, not we ain't had that many Haitians in New York, but I had like my Dominicans, my Puerto Rican. All us was in a melting pot in them projects. But then you move to Miami, it just reversed. Now I'm around Cubans and Haitians and my Bahamians and stuff like that because I lived in North Miami. So I went to a Haitian elementary school first. So I would get my ass handed to me.
Nah, bro.
Fight.
Because I couldn't speak Creole. You know what I'm saying?
Hand it to you how though? Like
Yeah, so
fight,
I'm a yank to them.
What is
I
that?
always been a fighter.
Wait,
So-
what is
so-
that? What is a
So
yank?
what's a yank? Yeah.
Like a yank is like a nigga from
American.
up north or
You-
American.
you
Like
American.
you not a Zoe. You not because I moved to Miami when Zoe Pound was doing all the real activity over there in Little Haiti. Like I moved in the belly of the beast of that.
That was
You know
on.
what I'm saying?
I think that was like they get back because for years us Yanks was torturing them.
Mm-hmm.
It was a time where they was even afraid to say they're Haitian out in public.
Right. They
Wow.
ain't even claim.
Yeah, they
Haitian.
didn't claim it because
Right.
it was so many fights going on. We had racism
Just because
within
they're
our
Haitian?
own. We had racism within our own community.
That's crazy.
That's crazy, right? Like
Yeah.
it's a lot of friends grew up coming to find out they Haitian. They was too scared to tell back in those days because I actually seen Haitian immigrant kids get beat up. Not proud to say it. Some of them I indulged in. But as I grew up,
He was beating them up too.
and then I found out I'm 25%. That was the crazy part.
Like,
Wow.
I need to beat myself out, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So what's the name of the middle school?
I went to Charles R. Drew Elementary
Drew.
there, and close by 50th Terrace, and then I went to not R.R. Moten, but it was another one. It was Morningside, then Charles R. Drew. Anybody from North Miami know about Charles R. Drew?
Mhm.
Like that's a little art school because I always been
That's a
good at
staple.
something. Yeah, like you had to be like a good to get in the magnet program. You had to be good at something,
Mhm.
like whether it's singing,
What
drama, or
program?
whatever. It was a magnet.
Magnet program.
Right.
So
no
what was
different than
your
how we
set
got
for, like-
STEM program now for like middle schoolers, because
Mhm.
I work at a middle school.
Right.
So like it had to be magnet, where it was like whether you was in, theater or but I was good at drawing and my grandma was always trying to keep me out of trouble. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Did that ever work against you? Because some people used to like to disguise that it was even part of the magnet program because they wanted to stay with their own crowd.
Hmm.
I always felt like that separates us. And it
So-
makes you, some people will feel like, well, you think you're better than me because
was
you're
in
in the
that
magnet program.
Like you couldn't admit that.
I got offered and I purposely acted like I didn't know what was going on and to be
Right.
with the rougher, tougher crowd.
So you never joined.
And I regret it.
On
Wow.
purpose.
I regret not
He
nerding
was a
up.
smart kid
Yeah,
who wanted to be
I
tough.
regret
Like,
it. Yeah, I wanted to be tough
Dang.
because I was from the tough neighborhood, just like
Mhm.
him. He know how I go.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Um,
it ain't really hurt me though.
So
Like
middle
this.
school, you went through middle school. You're in this program, so you kind of focusing in middle school,
A
or
little
you
bit.
getting in trouble or more?
A little bit of both though.
Okay.
Because I'm still dealing with boom. Like my father had just died.
Mm.
My grandmother's still trying
What
to get
grade
out of
you in
North
when
Miami.
when your dad died?
I don't remember, but I'm like whatever a 9-year-old, 10-year-old is at, because I'm
That's
10
like
when that
fourth,
happened.
fifth grade.
Yeah, right. Fourth. Right.
Yeah, so I'm like I'm
No, that ain't even fifth grade.
Nah, it's something like that 4th, 5th.
Yeah,
because
third or
when I moved to P. Ryan was on 177th Street, and my mama died when I moved to P. Ryan.
Dang.
You know what I'm saying? So
Another
I'm 11.
rough
I'm
neighborhood.
11 going on 12 then. So I hadn't went to middle school until I left. Not R.R. Moten down here. Well, R.R. Moten and then Southwood. I went to another art school.
Mm.
Still, like, that was my therapy. Like, at that age, black kids don't go to, like, therapy and counseling because it's considered something wrong with you.
Mhm.
Right.
But at that time, like, I should have been in all
You
that.
needed
But
it.
my
Right.
grandma was trying to find stuff
Yeah.
like, let me get him into sports and all that kind of
Okay,
shit.
that's
Trying
what I
to
was
keep you
gonna get-
occupied.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
they keep us in that thinking that's that's our way of bonding. You know,
Right.
take your frustration out on sports.
Yeah, the sports and the artistic thing kind of fix them.
Help you get out of
Yeah,
trouble.
yeah, it kind of did because you had to like do the right thing and have academically be on point
In order to
keep being active in it. So yeah, the art stuff kind of helped, and I was good at poetry, but the poetry was the thing I kept to myself. And I could join on you. See, I got it. That's why I told you. a lot of people that know me, they know that I do like, you know, that real Miami music, and I got a little Tupac DMX side, but then a lot of people ain't know I started out in battle rap first because niggas would joan on you, and I know how to pick your ass apart from head to toe like this. Like I see everything that's wrong with a nigga that's in front of me, and then I had to fight back that way. And that still turned into fights, but it's like, watch your mouth around Chaos, because that nigga mouth he gonna make you want to fight. So I was good at that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so
that explains the music.
That explained the music.
Yeah, so
and it explained the battle rap.
Yeah,
love for battle rap.
I always love battle rap. That's
because you surprised me with that, but we'll get to that.
Yeah.
So you go through middle school, graduate middle school, you still dealing with stuff outside of school.
Right.
A lot of trauma from your mom, from your dad. Middle school, are you like, were you hustling in middle school, or you more start hustling in high school?
I was doing a little 1-2 shake. Because I ain't really had them rules like the average co-parenting situation.
You ain't got your mom and your dad, grandma a little easier.
A lot of,
you probably outside longer. You ain't got no curfew. Is you live in that?
Yeah.
Okay, so you got
curfew. Then I'm stuck in church too, because my grandma was a real Pentecostal / Baptist head.
Ooh, I know what type of grandma that was.
I was in that bitch all week.
Yeah.
You heard me? But I still was, popping my shit with the girls. Like, girls always been easy for me.
In the church?
Yeah.
That's
easy work.
Bro, that's the easiest place to find
me. Easy.
That's horrible.
You know what it is? Because them girls, like, they knew that I wouldn't really, like, I wouldn't say a lot at that time, because I would damage, you know what I'm saying, from my little traumas. But then they smelt it on me like he wanted the ones.
Girls like damage.
Girls like bad boys.
They like that tough shit. I ain't play around with them little church niggas and shit like that.
On that type.
Yeah, but I was always chasing money. Like women never made me lose my focus. I was in my bag all the time.
How old were you when you first knocked something down?
I was 20. I was late to the game.
I don't believe you.
20?
It's on my mama, man. You know why? Because all my brothers are older.
The first time you clapped something was 20. Okay. What about anything else? Like
everything else
playing around.
I'm gonna tell you. You asking me, so I'm gonna tell you.
You don't believe
at that time, I was like
the only one that don't believe him.
I wasn't no Denzel, but I had a talk game and I had a life. All the rest of them niggas who was playing sports and fly niggas, they was boring. No different than when I got older and I got around college chicks. Them niggas in college was boring. They trying to be us that's out here like really living it.
You adding on to why I feel like you did it earlier.
That's what I'm saying.
Nah, but see, you know what? I always had them up under me, but the thing was, I'm going to tell you why. What happened was my brother had a baby at 16. That shit made me scared.
Yeah.
Because I got to be there for all that. Then my other brother had a baby. Then all my homeboys was getting burnt. That was the other thing. Ooh. My homeboys was getting gonorrhea and all this shit.
At least you keep it real.
That's horrible.
And we was, when us get together, we honest. We might lie to them girls, but them niggas was getting burnt and crabs and shit. Yeah. I was like, oh, shit. I finger fuck something.
I don't blame you.
Here's my other thing.
You ain't scared of your finger?
Nah, I was a king of finger fucking.
Okay, so
that was my bragging. That was my bragging thing because I knew how to make girls.
That's why it's childish. Is that why it's childish?
See? Y'all niggas told me that shit was childish.
Yeah. Nah.
All right, go ahead.
I knew how to make women have an orgasm, and the other niggas.
When the first time you played with some pussy, then?
Man, I must have been like, I was in middle school.
Okay.
And I was like, knowing where to be at in the back of the bus. Okay, we ain't got cameras in school.
In the back
we
of
do
the
not.
Like the school
like
bus?
You know how to pass a note and be like, damn, okay, after lunchtime, nigga slide to the bathroom and then you under steps and nigga, I knew all the little spots.
So
I was
you felt that and you wasn't trying to feel
man,
that?
hell yeah, I wanted that, but I was still scared. And you know what it is? Like prime example, I never did drugs in my life.
Right.
Yeah.
I never did drugs. That shit was right next to me. I watched
so you
my
were
mama tweak out and all that.
Don't speed past
I sold
that.
drugs.
You were learning
I did a
from
lot of other
people's
things.
Experiences.
Yeah, but I never been the type of nigga to get pressured to do nothing.
Okay.
I could have been desperate and all us in the car and it's like, damn, them niggas know a lick. If I don't feel like I need to go, I'm like, hey, drop me all right here. I never been pressured in my life to do shit. And then every time I turned it down, I seen how them grandma prayers really work. Because y'all niggas either got shot or went to jail. And I'm like, damn, I just was with them niggas. I got a lot of stories where it's like, damn, I was just with this nigga. And this nigga got his whole shit blowed up. That could have been me.
Right.
So I know I'm going in the right direction. Divine intervention or whatever you want to call it, I just knew I was doing the right thing. Or like, damn, I ain't fucked that girl, and that was gonna be the night I did it, and then kind of find out she had AIDS or something.
Wow.
You understand? It always kept being something.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
The nigga who I was with, my homeboy Jermaine Jackson, Sky High know them. Like, dog, the little chick I was messing with, boom, was messing with him too. The stepdaddy killed this nigga in the car.
Wow.
I was messing with her, and I'm like,
I could have been.
it's like God kept keeping me away from
That's crazy.
shit that kept happening that was devastating.
Dang.
So I never felt pressure.
I knew them grandma prayers was. See, I
I'm
read.
saying,
I read.
he was
When you
covered.
said- When you
Yeah,
said
you was
you
covered like a
telling
motherfucker.
I'm like, I've seen it on my
was
own.
saran
Like,
wrap.
Right.
yeah, like that shit.
For real.
So I listened to
Aluminum
it.
foil.
Yeah, aluminum foil, the Vaseline.
I tell my sons this now. I got 4 sons, and I tell them, like, anytime it get real quiet and you start hearing certain things or whether it's ideals, man, write that shit down or pay attention to it. Because that's what led me into where I'm at right now. I'm supposed to be a statistic, like teachers tell it and other people tell it. You know, so yeah, I was around it. And then the other thing was too, I always attracted what was older than me. So when I was in middle school, I had a little chick
Cougars.
who got her first car picking me up from high school. And when I tell them I was a virgin, they really respected that shit. But then I was still, you know, get my little head and shit like that.
Yeah. All right,
Now I get head now.
so let's get this. I got some more for you now.
I get that little throat now.
Give us
Throat
give
thing.
us the age when you first got the throat.
Man, I must have been 16. I was like 16.
Okay, so this high school.
So that kind of kept me controlled.
So okay, boom, you get through middle school. You're a little got a couple crooked shit with you, but you
Right.
straight for the
Right.
for the most part.
I'm still that little
So then
church
boom,
boy.
high school come.
Right.
Right.
That's high school.
High-
Now,
high
is this
school was
the
tough.
era where you taking care of? You say your grandma said you
I'm
treated me
starting
like
to get
her
into my
daughter.
other hustles, 'cause now I'm done selling candy now. I'm
Okay,
like,
so you selling
understanding.
candy. So what you
I'm
selling
sitting
in
on
high school?
I'm sitting on the park and niggas like Catman, who I just seen at my other homeboy funeral like a couple months ago. This one of my OG. He like, damn, that nigga used to like, okay, it's a pistol right here. I'm about to go handle this or da da da. I started being a little watch nigga that they could trust. Like, damn, them crackers come out here, I'm like, probably done took they sack and ran with it or hid a pistol. I'm one of them niggas they could rely on. So I was a young nigga like
Yeah.
in Richmond Heights and P. Ryan where they could trust me. So I could talk around this jit. We could do some shit. I've seen things that like I go to the grave with. So the older heads like start guiding me or let me be in grown man conversations. So that's how I kind of got played in the shit. And they're like, you know, instead of making money to go get us something from the store or do this, matter of fact, watch this and I'm just da-da-da-da-da,
Break you
whoop-de-whoop. Yeah.
Right, okay.
Whether it's running numbers for niggas and shit like that. I always was the
You was
little
a youngin' doing
yeah,
it.
and I was a young plug too. So niggas in high school, they didn't know about this and this and that. So then I started, you know, bringing that shit into the school. I was on my
So you was
Tariq shit. You know what I'm saying? I was on
Course correct before
real
course
shit,
correct.
like, real.
oh man, we gotta
Yeah.
get
That was
back. I
legit,
saw
though.
that
It
last
all
episode.
started off
Yeah.
with candy.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, the coffee.
So high
cups.
school, if you don't, if you can, what you besides watching out for the, you know, what
Right.
was you selling? Was you selling weed, coke, crack?
I stayed in weed for a long time. You know
Hold
why?
on.
Because-
Let me be the little brother and interject.
Go ahead.
Cause we sound a little DJ Vladish. You know what I'm saying?
I said, if you can,
You know what
Oh,
I'm
I
saying?
if you can.
We don't even want to go there, Fred. You know what I'm saying?
We passed
glad
the years
that
of
you not
indictment
there.
right
Yeah,
now,
he
so
can-
I can speak on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's certain things. It's like, damn, I wouldn't play with because I still had a personal like, damn, this shit got something to do with put my mama up out there. You know what I'm saying? So I stayed with weed for a long time. Never smoked cigarettes, and then I never smoked weed because niggas was saying it gateway into
Right.
this and this, and because I watched niggas that smoke weed like the first year in high school, and now they sprinkling. Sprinkle me, man.
Choppers.
Yeah, they make it straight. Now they doing that without the
Right.
without the weed. Now they making AKs and shit. And I'm like, I'm rounded. So by the time these niggas junkies,
Now,
by the time we in the 12th grade,
Miami slang.
yeah,
You said they making AKs. What's that?
yeah, they literally making cigarettes and that shit ain't even barely got no tobacco in it. They just putting cocaine,
put cocaine in
right in it and stuffing it.
They call
So they could
choppers.
be in public smoking
They
cigarettes
call choppers.
and nobody
Smoke
thinking about it.
cocaine? I didn't even know that.
You
Yeah,
smoke it,
you learn
snort it,
something new every
shoot it.
day.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
so some people, it's just like, nah, a nigga say, well, damn, you know, like, I won't sniff this, or I won't smoke crack. Bitch, it's all the same shit in different forms. No different than how some niggas be like, oh, this ain't this to do this. I don't want to say this because I don't want to get us canceled. Like, they try to put terms on certain things. It is what it is, you know? So I played around with that weed for a good little while. And
throughout mostly through high school.
Yeah, through high school. And it did well because I don't smoke.
Right.
And a lot of niggas who was failing was
high on
smoking.
your own
I
supply.
ain't gonna lie, boy.
Never
You
get high
better
on your
than
own
me.
supply.
Yeah.
I'll be short every month.
But that's what the problem was.
Nah, I understand. But I also recognize what you said. See, those traumas that you experienced early with your mother and what you seen kept you away from it.
Mm-hmm.
I was in somewhat of that same life and form too, but that peer pressure is a motherfucker.
It will.
Weed is a gateway, but I stayed at the gate. I ain't go to nothing
You
else.
didn't go inside.
I don't even pop Tylenol, none of that shit. Like, did that shit. I smoke some weed.
I don't say
But I ain't
none
doing
of
none of
this
that.
to
All
knock
of it
nobody,
take
though.
discipline, though.
Yeah.
I sucked at selling weed. I tried
Right.
for a long time. I
Right.
sucked.
Why? Because you were smoking it?
I wasn't smoking it, but I
Pause.
needed
Just
somebody
don't-
to
just
pause.
say you don't do
You
it.
know.
suck. Pause.
I got
You know what I'm
dog.
saying? You holding me
Right.
down.
Right.
I used to have my man, you know, rest in peace. I used to have him bag it for me, all that. Like I sucked at it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I
Right.
did it for. And then when I got pulled over one time,
Yeah.
and I thought I
Scared
knew a little
straight.
something because I had heard it. Like, yo, if they ask to search your car, you could deny it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
Right.
Except if it's a probable cause.
And I denied it. Right? I said, nah, I ain't searching my for what?
Right.
And they said, I forgot what they said, but
Probable cause.
they brought
Anything
I
is
said, okay.
probable cause
They said,
for them,
okay. I
though.
forgot whatever they said, and then they brought the dogs and other cop cars pulled up, and then remember last episode I said you really see who people is if it got to do with money,
and
girl,
the law.
or violence,
Yeah.
Right. Right.
or the law,
Yeah.
or the law. So I seen all the cops pull up, the dogs pulled up, and then I seen my man talking about some C-Man, because I used to drive a van. Everybody knew me for my van. My van was like trouble. They was like, C-Man, I wasn't gonna get in this van, Fred, man. I was supposed to. I'm looking at him like, yo.
That nigga
I was
folded.
nervous.
I'm like, yo, what you doing?
Yeah.
He said, nah, man. See, I'm like,
That nigga folded.
he started folding.
Right.
So I used to ride around with cereal all the time. I used to eat cereal raw and shit. I stuffed the little bags in the Reese's box. Long story short, I got away with it, and I was like, I ain't doing this no more.
Right.
Yeah.
That's all it took for me.
I
but-
think all us who deal with that we got pulled over and got stories like that.
Come on,
It
man.
was time. Me and my cousin, we were like, well, we ain't going down. So I tell you what, we gonna eat this week because we couldn't
Ooh.
throw it away. Man, why we
That
did
make you high as hell, right?
Oh man.
They might have been on mushrooms.
We had to
no.
hurry up and
Oh my
So
god.
so they coming to the car and stuff like that. Oh, we smell weed. Ain't no weed in the car, officer. Man, we were swerving going home. It's not bloodstream now.
Oh,
Oh,
my
man.
God.
You know what I'm saying? So
That's
horrible.
crazy.
Yeah.
So, okay, so boom. Throughout high school, you got that going on, but outside of school was getting crazy for you.
Yeah.
You know, so before you was able to do whatever you wanted as a kid, you still was probably in the lines going to church, you know, your grandma. But now that you becoming a man,
Right.
you probably got your own, like, I need grandma. I need to go. I'm out.
Right.
Was it going like that? Because you were saying you was providing for her too.
I'm back and forth. Like I ain't gonna lie, I was a little couch hopper, man. Cause
What you mean?
by the time I started knocking shit down, like the first chick that I would knock down, it was not what I thought, man. Like
This ain't high school though.
no, I'm talking about out of high school.
Okay.
We
20.
zooming past
was
that.
you
now.
loose?
Nah, it's
Okay,
just
so now
like
we talking about after high
I'm
school.
seeing how addicted niggas is to like pussy, and I'm like, why the fuck?
It's not that
Nigga,
deep.
I thought fireworks was gonna shoot out her throat or something like nigga, this shit like it was like I ain't gonna say like it was overrated, but at that time like I
This
get
is it?
yeah, I'm like damn, this what I waited for. You know what I'm saying? So I felt kind of cheated. I took a little time off, and that got me back focused. I was good at like, you know how niggas go to prison and they just discipline. Or they stuck now this nigga done read 100 books. I could do that without that. And then in that time, you gotta think, ain't no social media.
Right.
It ain't no distractions. So once I lock in, I used to lock in like real, whether it was working out or whatever the fuck. Like I used to be able to just, nigga, this what I want, and I'm gonna have that bitch by this time. Or if I fail and I wanted $1 million, bitch, I'm gonna have fucking 600. You know what I'm saying? I was one of them type of niggas. So it wasn't really hard. Like I ain't, you know. So
You would
I
always
kinda-
like reach for the stars as long as you fall in the clouds
Sound
somewhere.
right.
Like,
Yeah.
And I always was around either older niggas or I was around older women that taught me shit. Like women was amazed by me. Like, nigga, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like I sounded older when I was younger.
You
You
got
had
that
the
deep
old-
ass
you got-
voice.
Yeah.
You got an
son.
old soul.
You got that deep
Yeah.
voice. You
Very
young with that
white.
deep voice. Yeah.
It helped, but I used it as an advantage.
That's
Not
back
just-
when you used to have to stay on the phone and talk to someone. So
Yo.
with that voice,
That's
you know
that phone
he,
bone era. That's the party line
Party
era.
line.
Yo.
You feel me? You got
Yeah.
something playing in the
I'm
background.
about to say you play
I
the
can get
music
your
in
old
the
lady
background.
late night and just be reading
playing me
Zane sex chronicles and shit. Like I'm making her lose her mind, man.
So at what
So-
point did you get into the music professionally?
The music started in high school, man, because like I said, I was battling and shit like that. But then we had a studio. My people had a studio on Tyler Street that was in Richmond Heights. And everybody go there and hang out and record, but I ain't see niggas taking it serious. I go there, drop a little pack off, make a little money. I was using that to go hustle. But then niggas kept like, man, Chaos really could spit. Like, he tear niggas apart on the park. And like, everywhere I went, we'll be at a jam somewhere and they like put an instrument on, a Craig Mack instrument. I'ma fucking tear you apart. Cause it's like I was hungry, but I ain't see no money in music. That shit was corny to me. I was like, man, niggas who rap is like on some real most deaf ass
Right.
like backpack shit. Like I ain't really get how to make money. Like if I ain't see the money from it, I couldn't fuck with it.
Because you was
Yeah,
like really hungry.
I
You
was
needed
already
the money.
making money. Like I was like, what the fuck? So I did a couple songs like with niggas and shit, and I started seeing that my name was getting bigger from that than it was like my street name. Cause Chaos always been my name. You know what I'm saying? That was my nickname for my mama. And but then other niggas, I would see what's missing. So the music was good, but then what helped change me, my homegirl who I used to like do, we had a little trap in the city and shit. And she was like, damn, you always in the clubs and shit. This one of my first businesses called the Grind Magazine.
Right.
And I was like, holy shit.
Fire.
Niggas, all these rappers struggling. I'm around niggas like Snoop at Benzino's club when he had one on the beat. I'm around every celebrity. And I'm like, damn, I can't crack to these niggas. These niggas don't give a fuck. Because by then I dropped a project called Henrietta Son. And I had this big song down south called Goddamn, why I mimicked Juvenile on some, we off in this goddamn thing, it's
Right.
about to be up the goddamn, and I said goddamn it, but it couldn't play on the radio. Niggas like, this shit, the biggest shit in the street, but they not gonna take a chance. So then my homegirl was like, since you always in the club and you got access and shit, you be getting there everything free, let me send a camera person with you. You know what I'm saying? This back when we had a little cheap ass digital camera, and start taking pictures and shit of just like a day in the life of Chaos type shit. So we started to grind. Everything I've ever done has grind in it. That's the other thing. You know what I'm saying? When people that pay attention to me from the beginning to now, they like Grind Magazine, Grind Time TV, respect my Grind TV. Like
And
I always,
we was seeing that because excuse me, I was everybody wanted to be a rapper back in those days too. But when you had those things, we used to look at those and like fascinate over it.
right.
Because we like somebody from the same grit and grind as us is actually doing that. Smack was around too, but he was doing the DVD stuff.
Yeah.
But when y'all was doing it, man, we were looking at y'all boys like gods. Like, yo, these niggas is everywhere on
Right.
the beach. They got flyers, they got cameras, they got
Right.
y'all made us go get the multi-CD copier and shit like that. You feel me?
So you say y'all, that leads to my question. I noticed like on that, again, you probably know because you from here. On a lot of those songs, the earlier ones, it was more people. So is that what you mean? You saying y'all, is that what he's saying? Like you had it was a group?
Yeah, sort of, kind of, because I was still solo. Before Grindmode ever happened, I was solo. But then the magazine kind of put me in a position that where I leveled up over all the other rappers that was from down south. Because everybody was rapping, you ain't had nothing to offer. So I changed the game by doing that because now the labels need something from me. Now I can get on the phone with your publicist and you just got signed, you T-Pain new artist. Boom. Look how many people I got to walk into conversations with that I couldn't do as a rapper. T-Pain very first cover came from me. A lot of niggas don't know that. DJ Khaled and K Fox, they didn't even know what Khaled looked like.
Right.
You heard me? I gave him his first cover. This is facts. Anything I say, you can fact check that bitch or go on the internet. A lot of niggas who got their first cover came from me because I seen niggas on the way up. That's another thing. That's why I respect you for, we was somewhere at that clothing store up there and you was like, man, I'm finna give this nigga a shot. I said, ooh, this nigga don't even know how similar we are. Because I would see like the potential in niggas, that was invisible. Ain't no Instagram. MySpace is a baby. You heard me? So it's like, there ain't no way for niggas to be seen.
Mhm.
You could be heard and be the biggest nigga in Miami and
Nobody
nobody knew
would
what he
see
looked
you.
like. You heard me?
That's facts.
So I put a face to him
Mhm.
because now he had an open mic. I'm taking pictures, boom. I got a cameraman and I'm blowing niggas up. So now it's a worship game. Like, holy fuck. You got to fuck with him to be even official. Like, before niggas got their blue check, bitch, I gave them the blue check.
But how
Nigga.
did you spread the word back then without social media and stuff like that?
Because that magazine was $5,000 every time I dropped that bitch. And I made niggas pay for advertisement. I would
The
jump in
magazine
traffic.
cost $5,000.
It was $5,000 for those prints. And it wasn't no
Out your
newsletter.
pocket.
Yeah, out my
Okay,
pocket.
okay,
Me
okay.
and my
Print the
partner,
magazine.
Sharima.
Yeah.
So we would print it every other month, and then I got a DJ dedication page.
Them shits was like Bibles for
That shit was a
independent artists.
colorful Bible.
So yeah, if you want to know any game, because niggas thought just make a CD, write on that bitch, and like you
Pass
said,
it out.
MySpace wasn't there.
Right.
They was the ones teaching us, quote unquote, the grind. So we learned a lot of shit from him, you know. And I ain't even know this motherfucker rapping until I heard "I'm So High." This
Now, yeah, I
motherfucker
want to
had
get into
illest
that.
Verse.
I want to get into that.
Crazy, bro.
How so? When you create "I'm So High,"
Right.
did you? That's you and other people on that song? Or is this,
That's two of us on
Two
that
of-
song
did
out
y'all-
of the three.
did y'all know that was gonna be what
Shit,
it was?
nah, because you about to
That
be
wasn't
about-
even the focus.
No.
Mm.
What happened was I'm So High happened is a bunch of failed records. Just like I'm telling you, Goddamn happened, and that shit I was already like official. But then I was killing at every open mic from the Keys to motherfucking Palm Beach. I was going by myself. Me and Toro pull out God Rest the Dead,
God
man.
bless
Toro was a
Toro,
fucking
so,
legend here.
Yes, he is.
So I be around the Briscoes and Ball Greasies.
Yeah,
Briscoe
Briscoe.
Driz was this long.
Yeah.
and
Shout out
Ball
to
Grease.
Briscoe. I worked
Like,
with him twice.
Yeah, it's like, dog,
That's
certain
family.
niggas, like,
With the
you don't
Brandon
even know you
That's family.
creating history at a time that is going on. So, long story short, we had a bunch of records, and then these niggas from Grindmode, they ain't even have a name yet, but it was like, dog, come to the studio, let's, do some features, and, they figured out ways to, compensate with other shit, because, like, I'm still selling weed, and I'm doing my little yay thing, and then we dropped the song called I Got That Yayo, the Harry Belafonte, the Beetlejuice shit. I got that yayo. That shit was big, but then the radio was like, these niggas talking about cocaine.
Yeah,
We not putting
right.
this shit on that. Like 103 The Beat don't exist yet,
Yeah.
mind you. So Power 96 definitely ain't finna play that bitch. They was like, bitch, we not finna have all our little higher leads
I
listening
think
to this
only,
bullshit.
only Bo the Lover was on the. No, he wasn't even on the
Yeah.
radio then.
Bo the Lover was 9-7.
Yeah, 97.
And Underground. So now, long story short, Big Teach, man. Shout out to Big Teach. I just seen him at House of Mac. He the one on House of Mac.
Oh, okay.
But he used to manage Pitbull. So I used to be with him all the time. And then that nigga gave me a shot. I just told him this last night, man, that shot changed my life. Because I was locally and domestically hustling. And I would be around people like Dewberry, God Rest the Dead, one of the biggest club promoters out here. I happened to be around all the greats, but I ain't know they was the greats at that time. Big Teach just happened to be with Pitbull, but I was with Pitbull when he had plats. Like, this nigga was homeless.
That nigga was a battle rapper.
That nigga came a long fucking way.
I know that because how much I was on Smack DVDs. He was
Right.
on like 2 of them
That
DVDs
nigga's
rapping.
name, that nigga
Legend.
name was bigger than his image.
Right.
Both you niggas got the same type of like vibe. Like they wave hit us. Like he from where he at. I'm Carol City, Murder Grove.
Right.
But they name is traveling. No, you hear these names Chaos, Pitbull. Who these niggas is?
Right.
What they talking about? You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
So
y'all
what-
was,
So
okay,
what
good.
ends up happening is he gave me that look to push A Baby. And when I started pushing that, he was like, he sat in the truck. I never forget. He said, I want you to listen to this song and come up with a little marketing strategy because you at every clubs I ain't even heard of. And when I sat, I said, damn, we can't do this in the strip club. I said, man, give me a month with this bitch. Don't even worry about no money or nothing. I know what to do with this. So he gave me like about 2,000-3,000 CDs, and I started hitting all the kiddie clubs and all the teen clubs. And sure enough, that dance, it was
Clubhouse.
a dance to it.
Yeah.
And I said, holy shit, I've been marketing the wrong way. Like, I blew that record up, and I'm like, I couldn't blow ours up. So then around that time, that little vibe came from down south because I used to help manage the flea market, US 1. So long story short, the Juke situation happened. And I'm telling my niggas at the studio, I say, next time we got to open mic or something downside, you got to watch these young niggas or the grown niggas down from where I'm at pop pills, and they be biting their jaw, and they do this thing where they like this. That's the original jookie. Like, niggas like be sweating and bitches going crazy in the club watching this shit. I said, there's no dance, there's no song to it. So that's how that shit was born. So we did it fucking around in the studio. And then I was like, I know how to push this record now. I'm gonna push it through the kids. Fuck the strip clubs. I already got that bitch on lock.
The record we talking about is
I'm So High.
Okay.
So while I'm pushing A Bay Bay, we're number 1 on 106 and Park. A Bay Bay. Nah. So now it's like, damn, this nigga, not only he own a magazine, I have a web show on the beach called Grind Time TV. I'm interviewing Flo Rida. Nobody know who Flo Rida is. None of this gunplay. All these niggas on my show. But it's like a 106 and Park for Miami. So every time you sit on my couch, niggas getting, I'm doing 1 million viewers a month. That shit is unheard of. Before niggas did this, it wasn't called vlogging and podcasts, and that word ain't exist. I just called it a TV show that was on the internet because we didn't have a name for it. That shit's blowing up. My magazine's blowing up, but I'm trying to make the music catch up. And A Bay Bay fucking blew shit out of the water. So niggas like, this nigga from Richmond Heights, but he going to New Orleans, New York. He going all over the place with Hurricane Chris. So watching that shit made me push I'm So High different. And that bitch called.
And that shit let her do.
And that
wave.
shit,
So
it wasn't about it being a hit.
Over 2 million on just Spotify right now.
It led a wave of music down here that gained attention from bigger sources of entertainment. So when that first melody that played and Home Team who be singing and shit and like he be talking, so we like I'm so high. It was addicting. I'm so high, you just so everybody started moving their shoulders.
Man, I hit them.
And, you know what I'm saying? His like we already we already like transformed into music. And he just come through that bitch. I like him big bone, skinny bone. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
he ripped that.
He just go crazy with it.
So so now you got were you like I know you say you don't really step into your celebrityism, but do you feel you didn't feel that then, like walking around, you didn't get that?
I felt it and I seen it.
Sure, the females, the money, everybody, the over popularity, none of that got to your head ever.
You know why? Because I still was like feeding my brothers in Liberty City. I'm still like, reality keep punching me on my chest. Like, I'm like, damn, life happening. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, every time I'm like, oh, damn, that nigga shit on 106 and Park and always on TRL, nigga, your shit on. And I'm like, and I'm selling CDs on 183rd and 2nd Ave, like where I used to sell magazines, and bitches jumping out of cars and fans jumping out of cars. But I'm getting it, but then I'm like, damn, I'm still kind of 1 foot in a whole nother life because that shit right there.
Why didn't, because once upon a time, y'all was coined like another version of Outkast, right? Because the melodies that y'all brought, why didn't y'all get bigger than what y'all was supposed to do? Because I know y'all had 2 singles.
Right.
And did you ever sign on top of that?
We signed to Universal Republic, right? And at that time, I don't never shy from this question. Business, you gotta learn business, man. I don't care who watching this right now. Learn that business. I was new to it. I ain't really think it was that important. I signed a dope ass contract, a 2-year deal with Universal Republic, the biggest label out at that time, because both Universals, you got to think, they signed Cash Money and like they're the big ones. So we signed, and then, you know, we ran into an issue because the nigga that's in my group signed another contract on the side doing some other kind of paperwork. So then he agreed to people that I ain't agreed to, or my Haitian
That's how it starts.
ain't agreed to. So they're doing side deals, and we don't know that at that time. And my original manager, he passed away. He had cancer in the spine, but he was doing some janky shit. You know, I ain't trying to shit on his name. Let him rest in peace. But they was doing a lot of dirty shit. And then at that time, I got people like TJ Chapman around me. I got Tony Neal around me. I got real big people at Laura Mason around me. And people are blocking these people out because they got, you know, the betterment of me. And I mean well, I'm coming in genuine, but you got some dirty shit going on over here that I don't know about. So they sent a cease and desist letter for that artist that's in my group. And they was like, nah, he didn't get released from his prior situation, which he did, but he had a documentation to prove that. So that stalemated us. That got us to sit in the freezer for a little while. So we had to do a lot of back and forth. So
'cause
I literally went from like a broke nigga to a money nigga to a millionaire to almost homeless.
We was
Oh
wondering.
my God.
We was wondering.
Because I
what
fell
happened.
all the way back down, fighting lawyer fees and all kind of dumb shit. And then I'm, trying to help my grandma out. My great grandmother's dying, who tattooed on my shoulder. So I'm doing a lot of shit to save everybody around me. See, I could have just been the stingy nigga, but I got a brother in Liberty City. I got sisters that's so I'm helping people. Like fucking my brother's fighting cases, and I'm spending on that. I ain't spending on jewelry and flexing and shit like that. So yeah, life be lifing. So that's what kind of got us stuck. It wasn't like I heard all the rumors and they couldn't come up with another hit. You crazy? Are you crazy? Like everybody was like,
had no
we
problem
heard
making
them,
songs.
but it was just. If I'm gonna be real with you, because I could be real with you, you the homie. I feel like you guys ushered in a wave.
Right.
Once that wave left, you guys stayed on it. I won't per se you because you the rapper, but the head singer of the group, he seemed like he stayed in that soul sonic futuristic sound, and he wanted to keep that going on. I done heard you on plethora of other tracks.
Right.
And you still relevant to this day. I just felt like he got stuck in the time, and then what you just said with the business, it kept y'all in one box, and it was a big what if.
Right.
You feel like
that's and by all means respect. It's like a lot of people got an outside looking in. I'm looking from the inside out. So it's like what he's saying kind of true, but it's like that business like really you know what I'm saying? And we try to take a lot of people with. When I was going on tour and doing shows, I was taking niggas like Iceberg when he was not seeing eye to eye with Trick. I'm making a lot of bad blood at home too. Like Trick is my OG. Like I've been around Trick, so we got dead homies together. You know what I'm saying?
Trick Daddy for y'all who don't.
Yeah, so it's like I'm taking niggas on the road, like, and I'm like almost saving niggas that niggas like already had tried to blackball. I didn't give a fuck about a blackball. I wanted a movement. I wanted the Briscoes with me, the Ball Greasy. That's why it's easy for a Briscoe to call me, a Ball Greasy to call me and say, let's da-da-da-da, because I never shitted on niggas on the way up. I took niggas with me.
Now you see it, and I could vouch because I'm at the I'm at like a private session, like only a few people in there with Math Hoffa.
Right.
She's playing this album out here in Miami. And we taking like a little break. I go outside to play some pool or whatever. Then I hear it's like another studio across from where the pool is at. I hear music playing. I'm listening to the music playing pool. And then I hear now I know his voice. So I hear that Chaos voice. I'm like, it sound like Chaos. But then Ball Greasy come out the studio. I'm like, oh damn, that's Ball Greasy. I swear that was Chaos. Then Chaos come right behind him. Like,
Legends.
oh, that's crazy.
I think they undersell their status, man. Like Ball Greasy, Chaos, you know what I'm saying? Briscoe, like a lot of these guys, they didn't get a fair shake in the industry. Ball Greasy is somewhat getting his name still relevant and popping, but they keep him as a gatekeeper, and I don't like that. I can speak on that because I know him. They keep him at a certain level because he has the talent to go far and beyond, such as yourself as well, man. I think we need to do something, you feel me, to help propel these guys up a little bit more. Chaos, yes, you humble and shit like that, but you got to stop popping your shit, man.
I do it when it's needed because I know in the beginning, I watch a lot of our city like be groupied out for other people, man. I see it now, like
Facts.
Somebody just said something corny on the phone with me, and I do a lot of G checking in private because it's like I know you can like step on the wrong toes and that shit'll set you back, or like a nigga make you forget you a family man. I'm way more dangerous as a family man than I was when I was a thug or a street nigga. Like I cut you like faster. Like I got more to protect right now. You heard me? So and then I'm trying to lead by example. So it's like that time gonna come. I ain't really worried about it. I feel like you can't like be a sore loser and sit on the sidelines and cry about it. I ain't never been that type of like I cry and keep it moving. Most of my tears get shed in the rain. Nigga don't even know when I'm crying. I just keep it moving and I keep it going. Like, but the inconsistency hurts you, or the stopping altogether hurts you. Like, nigga, I ain't never stopped. So I've always done something. If you Google me for every year, even on YouTube, you'll see that I put numbers on the board. Like I had hood vlogs down here. I done probably did 2 million worth of views in the last 2 years. You know what I'm saying? Over 2 million. TikTok, I'm still like cracking shit. I'm over
I
5 million views on that. You know what I'm saying?
The recent track you had a Geechee Gotti track.
I want let's
video.
Let's touch on that. I definitely want to make sure we touch on that, Paul. So
you want to touch on that because you got something to do with it.
So
oh, Suge, man.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Go ahead. Nigga. Nah, you did your fucking thing. That song exists because of what he did. But go ahead.
Okay, I mean, let's talk
on the track.
Let's talk.
He's on it.
No, he had a cowbell on the song. Like he didn't really do that much, but he rung a cowbell.
He put it together.
I got some questions. I mean, let's get into the track. I mean, so I'll let you tell your version of how it came about then.
I keep shit in the clutch. I got a couple records that's bangers in the safe, and that was one of them I had in the safe, and the homie Fred reached out to me and was like, yo, I got Geech down here. Mind you, a year prior to that, I had just interviewed him for my TV show, because I keep a TV show going, because commercial break, Video Mix, shout out to Video Mix TV. That's one of the biggest video shows down here, because it used to be the jukebox. And back in that era, you would have to call and request for videos. So he bought ownership over that when the guy wanted to retire. Now, lo and behold, like, it's a black-owned network, and the first year that I did it, like years ago, I shot the numbers up, because like I'm popular out here, and here's what a lot of niggas ain't know. It's at 3 different jails. See, they not on Comcast or nothing like that, or Xfinity, so that's the win. Niggas be like, damn, why you don't try to get that shit on cable? I say, because we don't. The inmates give us a different fan base, like tens of thousands of fan base, and they the real niggas. You heard me? So now, one day I was going live, and then boom, we started taking calls, and that shit broke the fucking YouTube. I need to get them fucking videos back. And niggas would call from jail, like they'll call you, and then you call into the show.
That's what it was calling from?
That's what the fuck they was doing.
That's crazy.
So niggas would call from like TGK, Metro West, Stockade. That's what I'm saying. Like, Grindmode is cool. I love my group,
Bro, that
but I have
so popular. We had it in school. Like my last year, Carol City, they brought the TV in for us to look at videos and hear and watch. Bro, that shit. I never knew that.
So
shit,
that's what I'm telling you. Like,
I never knew that.
Grindmode got a big fan base, but I have a different fan base that adds to Grindmode. Like. The kids, the hood, the women, shit like that. That's my brother calling me now. And the jail system, them niggas love me in prison and jail. Because the thing is, I would always take a moment where I'm like, damn, let me talk about this with herbalistic shit or nutrition or whatever. I would research to feed them niggas enough. You heard me? Or get them hope. You know how many niggas was about to commit suicide that done got out and talked to me about that? When they see me, that's why you see me with the Suicide Ain't It shirts. I started that movement because of inmates. But then the thing is, back to that, like I used to go live and people used to think it was staged. Like, man, he got people calling, there's acting. I'm like, no, tell them where you from, but don't tell them where you're at in the jail, because that was another thing too. The wardens be cool, the COs be cool, but then it started being a problem because they can't cuss online and all that. Damn, my nigga, I'm like, listen, I got kids watching. Don't do that. And my other big rule was, don't talk about your case. I don't want to nobody. I don't want to, you know what I mean? But niggas would still play. Because here's the thing. If you at TGK and Metro West, you can't call each other. But this nigga can call me and talk about
three-way,
you're his co-defendant and say something that violates or get you stabbed. Niggas done got hurt because of my show. Because a nigga, you'll call and be like, KR, man, you know, I appreciate everything you doing out there, but, you know, tell them young niggas don't come in here with me because my co-D for my murder one snitched on me. Now niggas is saying like, damn, that's your coded. Boom. So if you can't produce the paperwork, you gonna end up getting jigged. If you do produce the paperwork, he gonna get you. Like, people were literally getting hurt because of my show, or sending kites over me.
That's crazy.
Saying certain things. So I had to stop. I had to stop.
Nigga was hitting that hang up button quick though.
Yeah, like, and then it's like a delay too. So a nigga be like, man, you know, I just beat a murder one. I'm like, Like, how he in the background? Hey, cut that. We ain't doing that. Because I ain't praising nobody who beat a murder one, because it could have been me. It could have been my brother. Could have been my cousin, my sister that got killed. Did you beat that murder? And you bragging about it? Don't do that on my show. You know what I'm saying? But them niggas on the other side of that wall, they always respect that though. And niggas ain't, you know.
Salute to that, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, so anyway, the Geechee Gotti shit, I had that, and then I interviewed him, and that shit did good in jail. Because you got to think, whether he gang related or niggas resonate with Geechee or don't know him, now that he got new fans that's in there, them niggas ain't staying in there forever. That's what you got to keep in mind.
Right.
So now you end up with new Miami fans because of that. So I was like, damn, it's already a demand for him because of the niggas that I fuck with. So then when you said that, I hit people up, but some people either knew him or they had their money right or they just talking. So I went in my little man cave in my house and I say, damn, I don't want to do a song with Geechee if I can't knock the video out. Because I hate that when niggas do that.
Right.
I want a visual.
Yeah, put the whole visual together.
And I did that, told you what I was trying to do. You glued it all together, boom, boom, boom. The rest is history. And it came out awesome.
Phenomenal.
That song
Like,
is
it came
so
out.
fire.
That, bro, video.
The song is so fire.
We did not have a lot of time to plan that neither.
That's what I want
We
people
did
to
that
highlight.
bitch.
As good as the video look, and as both of their verses kind of like clash, but still sounded
Yeah.
good.
Well.
Mesh well. It sounded like they had like a lot of time.
We didn't.
If you was in that studio,
You know,
Real chaotic.
as my
it's
witness.
not even chaotic. It was like,
Yeah.
it's crazy because they didn't move like it was chaotic, but this one went in. Boom. No, when we showed up, you already had it ready.
I was done.
You already had it ready.
Right.
For anybody who's looking to work with Grindmode Chaos, the most professional, humble, he gonna keep it real with you. He not, if I can, I can. If I can't, I can't.
Right.
And that's something I always say about Gotti. So when y'all came together, it was like a perfect match.
Yeah, it was
You know what I'm
some real
saying?
cousin
So
shit.
It was fire. It was fire.
It was some real first cousin shit.
You don't really want it. Still out on all
Right.
streaming networks.
Right.
You just dropped Lost Files, right?
Lost Files, some records that we was finna can or trash, and I was like, why we finna throw these away? Just throw them on the DSPs, let them do what they do, and they doing crazy numbers. Drop the floating video. We did one. We didn't try to do the floating video years ago, the ecstasy video with Trick, because somebody used to come with me to all my behind the scenes and put a collage together, and then that had Bizzle. God rest the dead.
God bless his
Bizzle
dead.
who got killed. So
Another
I never
legend.
wanted to touch that video, but then somebody was like, nigga, have you been on TikTok? It's some little niggas that's like
That's
13 and
dancing,
19 that sped your song up
Yeah.
and the shit taking off. And I'm like, what the fuck?
You know those songs part of classics. Like you have to play both those, the Ecstasy and I Get So High.
Right.
Like if you ain't playing that, rather Broward speed it up so fast it's crazy.
Yeah.
The
We was
Ecstasy
chipmunks
make you
on
wanna
that.
Pop Ecstasy.
we literally chipmunks on that song,
Yeah.
but I shot 2 versions of it
Yeah.
down in Ghouls because they kicked us out the flea market and Liberty Mart, man. Middle finger to y'all.
I remember that.
Y'all missed a great ass moment. And now that shit 40,000 views in like the last month.
I remember
Just like that bitch. And on TikTok, that shit like, it's like over 5 million views.
Yeah.
That's
Let me-
what's up.
Like
That's
different
what's up.
videos.
Let me ask you this, right?
Go ahead.
And this may help somebody out there. Do you really, because you got a song with When They Hate, I think
I love
on
when
there.
they hit, yeah.
I love it when they hate.
Yeah.
Now, is that truly how you feel? Because a lot of people, when they receive hate, it knocks them off they 10, right? So this isn't everything that anybody does. It could be sports. It could be whatever you into.
Mhm.
When somebody receives negative feedback or even hate,
Right.
it kind of shifts them a little bit and it changes that direction. Like, you know, you might be going this way, but somebody hates on you. Like, okay, this is what you want to do. Let's do this. But that
No.
you weren't on that at first.
No.
So do you really love when people hate? And if you do, what advice can you give to other artists that when they receive hate? Because sometimes it works, right? Like Drake. I think about Drake. He dropped that first album. Joe Budden gave him that crazy criticism. He dropped a whole new, I think it was called
More of a
Scary
motivation.
Hours.
Nah, that's something he always do though.
But
But
That it worked that
went,
time.
He went in more in depth though. Yeah.
yeah, he actually rap.
Which
You
one
know
of
what
the
I'm
best
saying?
ones.
So for artists, what advice, if you do truly love that, or are you just making a dope song that sounds good? That's
I
one.
got it.
And then for 2, how can other artists deal with it the way you deal with it?
On Lost Files, we got something called I Love It When They Hate on Me, and then I did a spinoff called Killing Your Haters. Both of them kind of connected but separate. I say with both of them, I just looked at hate like, you're going to get it no matter what you do. It's a bitch hating on a homeless nigga right now, and it's the same person probably going to hate on a billionaire. Like, he ain't got $1 trillion. Like, a bitch going to always find a reason to hate, and that's what I try to teach my sons too. But every now and then, like, I try to let them know too, like, don't give it too much attention. You know what I mean? Like, that energy could be used in the people that love you. Like, because if you got 100 people that hate you, you going to give all that energy to the 100 people, or you going to give all that energy to the 5 people that really love you, and then it's going to bloom more. You know what I'm saying? So that hate, every now and then, I play around with it. I get it online. Like, you know, like my little shooters and stabbers, they was mad at me going at some little rap nigga online.
Said that so like
because you know what it is.
He said that in lowercase.
I should have interjected earlier.
Like it meant friends.
Because I'm gonna say this, I've done so much good for people. Like, it's some niggas that's very overprotective of me, so they don't fuck around by me. Like the real ones is gonna protect you when you're not around. Right. So that's why I tell niggas that hate on me, like, watch your mouth. Not because I'm gonna do something to you. It might be a nigga that you
really care about.
A nigga might say that at an open mic, man, fuck that nigga Chaos, and then you might get hit in the face with a bottle or something, because it's happened.
Right.
I'm saving you. Now I'm still protecting the hater. Because niggas done said shit about me, and I'm like, I heard about the results later. Like, oh yeah, we had to pack that boy out.
I can see that. I can see that because the way you carry yourself, you show so much love. That if somebody decides to go against that, it's like, okay, now, you earned this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I want you to take us out on this. From the beginning, because we it was fast, but we walked through your whole, not your whole journey, you have a huge journey. So from the beginning to now, is there anything that you would have did different? And take us out on anything that we can look forward to from you, from Grindmode Chaos.
Because of the butterfly effect movie, I ain't changing nothing. You hear me? Like, I'm scared to shift anything, change everything. It made me who I am.
That makes perfect sense.
Like I seen that movie and I know what my mother and grandmother done said. Like, just appreciate everything that has happened to you because it made you into what. Like, if I could go back in time in a time machine right now, and I know when my mama died, I wouldn't change shit about it. I would have changed it then. But right now I wouldn't, because I'm like, damn, the amount of heroin addicts that I've touched by motivational speaking and being a life coach and talking to single mothers, that's things that happen to me that I could connect with somebody else. I'm a heroin baby. And I used to be ashamed, but now I'm proud. And I'm loud about it. I just had a young lady crying the other day. She say, man, I watched one of your interviews online. Can I talk to you right quick? And she cried in front of her kids and all that. She was like, I was just finna kill myself. I don't know why I attract so many suicidal people, but maybe because I've been in them dark places. And they know, like, when you go through it, like, bang, how you like, bitch, you visit the dark, bitch. I'm from that. You merely visit this darkness. I'm from it. I was raised in it.
Right.
That's me. And that's how I think.
You
know what I'm saying?
The dog.
Yeah, like you
embrace it.
Yeah, like nigga, I came
legendary.
from that. So that's how I be looking at, like, there was a time I was ashamed of certain things, or, you know, now I look at it like, man, I thank God for it because he knew I was strong enough to go through it. That's it's a lot of things we ain't touch on. Damn, my son autistic, you know that? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, damn, at first I ain't know how to deal with one of my sons being autistic. But then I'm like, damn, as in the black community, we need that. So now I use that on my platform, and my patience is that much higher because I got to deal with his aggravating ass. I love my baby, man. That nigga stressful, boy. But before I dealt with a child that's autistic, I ain't even know what that was. Now I got to deal with that every day because I ain't a dad. I'm a father. Like, I'm really, he autistic, I'm autistic. Let's do it.
You got such a
that most people can't handle that.
Hell no, that shit
you're
tough.
A strong person.
You got such a story, you know what I'm saying, that I admire you because because you've been through so much. You don't speak from a assuming place. You speak from experience a lot of times. Right. And then one thing I noticed about you, if you don't know about it, you won't. No. You'll learn. You won't speak about. You'll speak on it after you learn something about it. And I respect a man like that. Salute you for that. I want you to let us know. Take us out on anything you got coming up. Anything to look for. You know what I'm saying, and let them know where to follow you at and all that.
This gonna be the year that I want to drop the most projects. I ain't competing with nobody else in this music shit. I just want to drop a bunch of projects, man. I got so much stuff in the clutch and a lot of music that hasn't been touched. So I'm excited for what's about to happen. You know what I'm saying? We just did Lost Files. Henrietta Son 2 just dropped like a week ago. It's doing crazy numbers. I'm like, why? Like this stuff is old, but it's like it's new to the people. So it's a lot of different parts of my life in these records that I haven't put on DSPs. I'm gonna shoot some new videos for old music because people want that. So I got a lot of music coming out. Working on some other things I won't speak on until I do that. A little more acting because Baghdad, that's still out doing crazy numbers. We almost like we 1.3 views on YouTube. Still trying to get that on Hulu or Amazon Prime or whatever.
Nice.
So we doing the acting thing and a whole bunch of other stuff. Grindmode Chaos on everything, man. Grindmode Chaos. Google it. You can look on YouTube. Google gonna send you everywhere. You know what I'm saying? A bunch of videos coming up. Again, appreciate all the prayers too. I want to say that, man. A lot of people have been knowing I've been taking a lot of hits. Lost 2 brothers last year, man, to death, and my grandma was the closest person I got to me, man. So it's hard for me to even like talk about it without breaking apart. You know what I'm saying? But us real men know that, you know, sometimes when you be transparent, you might be fixing somebody else's life, man. So in closing, man, y'all just be strong, man. I'm saying this, you know, to the women, but especially the men. Like, we don't get a lot of times to get that outlet and get that stuff up out of there, so we implode or we explode. So, man, find somebody to talk to. Find something else to do that's different, not just going to the strip club and all that. Go to the beach, stick your feet in the water. Go down to Sky Coffee down there and drink some different coffee or something like that, man. See something different that might open your mind up too, man, because our suicide rate too high. You hear me? I'm talking about black men right now, and it always went like that. So we're walking around like time bombs, and I know we get on social media and we act like we're the strongest thing in the world, but we not. We not, because if we causing bodily harm or taking our own life, I just want to leave on that note. I try to do that all the time because somebody who was suicidal touched me with it by saying I said that on one of my TV shows, and he saw me in the club and was like, bro, you saved my life, man, by saying that at the end of your show. And I was like, I ain't do nothing. Salute. I just did God's will, you know what I mean? So
Grindmode, I want to dap you. Salute. Thank you for pulling up. Definitely. You're a living legend. You're a living legend. A lot of people ain't here. You still here. You're here for a purpose. So on behalf of myself, I say that to say this podcast, the whole M3S3 movement, salute to you, brother.
Definitely.
Thanks for coming.
I'll be back.
Appreciate you.
We're going to get more
my motherfucking guy.
Love it.
Say that to I say this podcast. Salute. Salute.
Do it.
Yeah. I say that
Better
to
work out
say
right now.
this.
That's what I'm not trying.
I say that to say this. I say that to say this. It's debatable. I'm going back and forth, nigga, to get my point across.
I feel like
I say that to say this.
Below you, I'm right here
I
with
say
you.
that to say this.
To the man,
I say that to say this. Whether it's current events or
7,
gospel sports, spit facts.